What's up, Halloween peeps? It's Halloween Hotel, and we're back for 2021 Halloween season. Alright, so we're back and it's 2021, and I have just started going back into the wooded area of my property, and it's time to start moving stuff. And as you can see, I moved a couple things there already. I've moved my fencing over here, and it goes back here pretty deep. We got all the 2x4s and 4x4s and PVC there. There's the pirate ship and the witch's cottage, and then there's all my panels. You can barely see. So the fun part is taking all this out to see what all lived in there for the last year. So that's going to be fun. But the main reason I wanted to do this video was to just show you that we're going to have to do some repairs this year. Last year, right before we opened up, we had a problem with the breathing grave. As you can see, it's right behind right here, and it didn't work properly. And then after trick or treat was over, I figured out that the PVC busted off because somebody put a bunch of leaves and branches on it, weighed it down, and it was just too much. So we're going to repair that. Also, in front of it right here is a cellar door that I built last minute last year. I literally rigged this thing up in probably less than an hour, and we had everything rigged up. And you know, I got the wiper motor on there all rigged up. I got a cam underneath that just throws the door, and I got a little framing. But we're going to beef this up and make that a little bit better as well. And that's going to be our first two projects. I'm going to be refurbishing a lot of stuff that we have from last year to get it going, with the wood prices being so high, even though they're actually dropping, so that's good. But I'm going to be refurbishing a lot of stuff that I have now, and then we'll add to. So we're still going to spend money this year. I spent a crap ton already, but nothing on hard supplies yet, like the foam boards. I'm going to get probably 10 more panels, and the 4x4s and the 2x4s and the 2x2s. So I'm definitely going to do a video of unveiling all this right here with these panels, because last year we found some good stuff in there, and this is Florida, and there's always all kinds of crazy stuff in here. So last year we found a lizard that was probably a foot long. We found a rat that was as big as a cat, some scorpions, black widows. We found it all. And yep, so we'll see. And there's a hole down here in this ground, so I'm actually about half scared to lift that panel up, but I'm going to do it, and we'll videotape that. But it's going to be a long season. I have a little bit of a late start. I'm okay with that. I just going to work hard. I'm going to take you guys along for the ride, and we'll go from there. So next time you see me, we'll be in the garage, and we're going to be working on the breathing grave. All right, so we got the breathing grave into the garage, and as you can see, this thing is an absolute mess. If you go to one of my first very videos I ever made, I had built this, and there's a tombstone that goes right on top right here and covers up the mechanism and all that stuff. So a lot of repairs need to happen to this guy, but they're all pretty simple. I don't see anything that's going to be painstaking. I should be able to get this done in one evening. The one thing I'm going to do is either get new fabric, or I may just restaple that fabric down. And I noticed when I was in here looking at the wiper motor and the mechanism, right here it's super loose. So I'm just going to tighten down this fastener right here. That should take care of that. And last year, with all the stuff that was going on when it wasn't working properly, this nut ended up coming off right here. So I'm sure I have a bin with a nut on there, and I'm going to find a different way to secure the PVC, which is right here. That's the bracket that I had in there. So we're going to work on this. We're going to get it all secure. I'm going to repaint it, and I'll probably just dry brush it black. And yeah, I think this will be a pretty easy fix, but you never know. I'm sure I'll run into problems, because that's how Halloween works, is you think you know what you're doing, and the next thing you know, you got to rebuild the whole damn thing. So we'll see, and I'll take you along the way. But I just wanted to show you what all we're going to be doing before I get all the supplies out. All right, so some of the tools and products I'm going to be using today is just basic stuff you have around the house. I just have some basic plain black paint right here. I just have a chip brush. Like I said, I'm just going to dry brush this, and just to hide it a little better. You're not going to see it at night, but just in case, just to do what I need to do with it. I have a screwdriver to tighten down the actual mechanism itself. I have some PVC bond that I'm going to use because it came apart last year, so we'll do that. I also found the actual hardware that's going to mount the actual mechanism onto the wiper motor itself, and then I took 2 paint stir sticks, cut them up, and I'm actually going to use them to secure the cloth down to the wood, and at that point I will use a staple gun and do that as well. And last but not least, I get these things super cheap. These are the actual power outlets, or the power cords that I use for my wiper motors. It is a 12 volt 5 amp, and I get these on eBay. Usually I get 5 or 6 of them for around $5 or $6 a piece. It's not too bad, and it comes with the actual female end as well, which I already have. So I'm going to get all this hooked up, and I'm going to do everything I need to do, and then once I'm done, I'm going to clean up the contacts that are right here. And